Rappers get killed, not incidental. Somebody made $100 million and now don't have to talk to that artist or none of their crew, don't have to validate none of their contracts.
Corporate Takeoff's death wasn't nothing but a corporate hostile takeover using his life as the god. Oh my God.
I'm gonna hurt somebody, bro.
Oh, what are you doing? No, hell no. No.
Here's the truth. The truth is this. A bunch of young black male rappers keep dying. You know who's not dying? Record executives.
That boy died so they could cash in a motherfucking insurance policy. I guess nobody's paying attention to the fact.
In the music business, an artist's demise can be just as profitable comparable to that of a hit album. Once again, Jaguar Wright is surfacing with bombshell claims regarding her go-to-suspect Diddy. This time, Jaguar is saying that Diddy covered up for his friend Jay-Z and was involved in the untimely death of Migos artist Takeoff. She claims that Takeoff was a part of a bigger plot, a business-hostile takeover planned by Diddy and Rock Nation. And get this, according to Jaguar, Megan Thee Stallion, who made headlines for her public spats with Jay Prince, the CEO of her former label, Winning 501 Certified Entertainment, was at the center of it all. Adding fuel to the fire, Jaguar pointed out that Jay Prince's son was present at the scene on the night of Takeoff's passing, suggesting a connection to Rock Nation. But here's the big question. Is there any concrete evidence to back up Jaguar's claims linking Takeoff's death to Diddy, Rock Nation, and Megan Thee Stallion? That's what we're here to unpack, so let's dig into the details. Before we do that, please make sure to subscribe to the channel as it helps out a lot. And if you don't mind, like the video. It's been a year and a half since the Migos rapper Takeoff was shot, and it still stings to think about how senseless and random this tragedy was. Takeoff was literally an innocent bystander who got hit by a stray bullet. Well, at least that's the official story.
What do you want people to remember about him?
Coolest guy on the planet. Freshest guy. He don't like nothing to bother you. It really bothers him, but he don't show it to the people. And I just think he's the greatest person, the greatest rapper to ever live, and that's my nephew. I'm gonna make sure his legacy is always uplifted. I just think he one of the greatest people I ever been around.
But according to Jaguar Wright and some other industry insiders, nothing about Takeoff's death was random. To put things in perspective, on November 1, 2022, Takeoff was fatally shot at 810 Bards in Houston, Texas, while attending a private party alongside his bandmate and Uncle Quavo, and the event wrapped up at around 1 a.m. Later, outside the venue, things took a terrible turn. According to the Houston Police Department, Quavo appeared to be involved in a dispute with some individuals, allegedly over a dice game. After exchanging some words, shots were fired.
Thing went down and shots were fired. Police confirmed at least 2 weapons were fired.
I'm gonna hurt somebody, bro.
Oh, what are you doing? No, hell no. No.
Sadly, Takeoff, who was not directly involved, was hit by a stray bullet. Now there was a lot of conflicting information at the time about what really happened, and many people on social media were quick to point fingers at Quavo, saying he was partly responsible for what happened to Takeoff.
Officers arrived. They came upon a male who was deceased. That male has been identified as Kersnick Ball, better known as Takeoff. He's a member of the Migos rap group out of Atlanta. And everyone spoke of what a great young man this is, how peaceful he is, what a great artist. And I'm calling up on everybody, our hip-hop artists in Houston and around the nation. We got to police ourselves. It is so many talented individuals, men and women, in that community who, again, I love and I respect. And we all need to stand together and make sure nobody tears down that industry.
See, earlier that night, Quavo shared a video on his IG driving around Houston with Jazz Prince, Jay Prince's son. So in case you're not familiar with Jay Prince, he's the CEO and co-founder of Houston-based record label Rapallo and likes to refer to himself as the King of Houston. As for his son Jazz Prince, he's made a name for himself with his streetwear brand Mob Ties. Now, word on the street is that whenever high-profile rappers roll into Houston, J. Prince takes on the role of providing protection. But there's a flip side to this story. There have been whispers swirling around about J. Prince and his son allegedly extorting artists and charging them astronomical fees for their protection services, and then there are also some rumors about these dice games where artists allegedly end up getting set up. See, Takeoff isn't the first person to lose his life after attending a game organized by Jazz Prince. Just 2 months before Takeoff died, Chicago's Duke the Jeweler was reportedly robbed after winning $100,000 in a dice game and was later ambushed and fatally shot while walking to his car. And this is why some fans were calling out Quavo after Takeoff died, saying he should have known better than to associate himself with J. Prince and the Mob Ties crew. The police arrested Patrick Xavier Clark under the suspicion that he fired and shot Takeoff in May 2023. Clark still maintains his innocence, and his attorney Tia Hollins recently told Rolling Stone that her client did not fire the bullets that hit Takeoff. She also claimed that the video and ballistic evidence that the investigators used to arrest Clark would not hold up as conclusive in the trial. There was someone else who started the shooting. It was not Patrick Clark, Hollins told Rolling Stone. He was in the same position that Takeoff was in. He was trying to get out of there alive as well. He didn't have anything to do with the argument that occurred. He just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time when people started firing weapons. Now here's where it gets even more wild. There's this theory going around that Takeoff was sacrificed, with some folks even speculating that the fact that he was killed on Halloween was not a coincidence. Some fans also pointed out that just a day before the tragic event, Quavo and Takeoff dropped the music video for their track Messy, which features some pretty creepy imagery and symbolism. There's a scene with a group of people gambling and squabbling over cards, Quavo chilling nearby while looking at Migos' contract, and Takeoff standing next to a drawing of the Grim Reaper with the letters RIP. Now the big question is why anyone would sacrifice a successful artist who made a lot of money for a lot of people. Well, allegedly in the music industry, death can be just as profitable as a #1 record. Cat Williams recently talked about this in an interview, and while he didn't name Takeoff, he said that it's no coincidence that so many young rappers meet untimely ends, because every time one of them dies, there's someone higher up making a lot of money off of that tragedy.
And these rappers get not incidental. Somebody made $100 million and now don't have to talk to that artist or none of their crew, don't have to validate none of their contracts. Now only got to deal with the mama, only got to see her once a year, and it's over. And the money goes up and up and up.
By the way, shortly after Takeoff died, former music executive and video director Robbie Starbuck went viral after sharing a video about these rumored industry sacrifices.
Here's the truth. The truth is this: a bunch of young black male rappers keep dying. You know who's not dying? Record executives. The record executives that push for them to continue to make songs and create a culture that is obsessed with death.
Starbuck claimed that record executives deliberately push black artists to promote behaviors that are harmful to their own community in order to keep them traumatized and easily manipulated with money.
The industry's obsessed with it, but those record executives, they're not dying because they don't push this culture on their own people, but they're encouraging you to push it on yours, and they're paying you handsomely to do it. We're being used. You've been used for a long time. You know, they create this paradigm to make you believe that you're so important and your celebrity status is worth so much, but in truth, you're a pawn in their game, and you always have been. The government has wanted to hold down communities of people in different ways through different methods for a very long time. Their method in the black community has been to use entertainment to create a culture obsessed with death and money, so that they could create a false paradigm of what happiness and what success really was.
Starbuck went as far as to claim that record executives are in cahoots with the government, using black artists to carry out their questionable agendas.
Use your power to do the right things. If you continue to do the same thing you've done, more rappers like this are going to die. How many have to die before you change the culture?
Now, Starbuck didn't drop any names when he hinted at record label executives allegedly benefiting from artist deaths, but leave it to Jaguar Wright to fill in all the blanks. She's pointing fingers, and guess who's in the spotlight? None other than Sean Carter Jay-Z. In her latest sit-down with Real Life Productions, Jaguar went full throttle with a wild theory linking Takeoff's demise to Megan Thee Stallion's beef with J. Prince, her former Able boss. Megan initially signed up with 1in501 Certified Entertainment back in 2018. Fast forward to 2020, and she's making waves trying to renegotiate her contract with 1in501, which ended up delaying her debut album, and according to Jaguar Rock Nation, had its eyes set on taking over Megan's career completely. But here's the kicker: J. Prince wasn't having any of it. Then tragedy struck with Takeoff's death, and suddenly Rock Nation seemed to gain full control over Megan's career. You know how it is whenever Jaguar Wright starts talking, the internet splits into two camps, with some folks calling her nuts and accusing her of fabricating stories for attention, and others swearing that she's the straight-up truth teller in the industry. And now it seems like there's a fair amount of people buying into the idea that Rock Nation might have had a hand in Takeoff's demise. Tell me what you guys think about this mess in the comment section down below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest news. And like the video if you care. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.